everyone, and welcome to our debut episode of In the Loop podcast. I'm Seth Prentice, and we are bringing a new opportunity to the public as we want to make sure that we cover interesting events that wouldn't normally get enough time in 5 minutes. So here we are doing a podcast. So welcome to our first episode, and today I am joined by Kristen Lane, spokesperson for Vitalant today. Kristen, thank you for coming on to our show.
Seth, thank you so much. This is such an important message to get out there, and we really appreciate your support.
Oh, we're so thankful to have you, and you're formerly Central Blood Bank, and we want people at home to know that. And the name change happened just recently, correct?
It did. We rebranded September of last year, and people are still getting used to the new name, but I do want to reassure you that it's the same team, it's the same staff, we're in our same location. We just have some shiny new colors and a new name that's a little bit hard to pronounce, but we hope people get used to it.
And I will say I already screwed it up once here today, so I'm sure it'll happen again. But that's great, and the work that you and your team do is vital to everyone, not only here locally, but all over the nation. So let's start with Blood Donation 101. Why is it necessary for people to donate?
It is necessary for people to donate because blood always has to be at the hospital when needed. There are so many patients who need blood, everybody from cancer patients, accident victims, people with conditions like hemophilia or sickle cell disease. And the one that touches my heart are babies who are born prematurely. Often they don't have enough red blood cells. They're anemic and they need transfusions at birth. And if that blood is not at the hospital, some of these patients won't survive.
Wow. And currently you're in a shortage that's an all-time record low, correct?
It is absolutely unprecedented. In the decades that we've been around, we have never seen the hospital supply so low, and that is because people are not stepping up to donate blood.
Is that just in Western PA, or is that across the nation?
It's across the nation. We're feeling it especially hard in Western Pennsylvania. And summers are traditionally a time of low blood donation because people go on vacation, they get off their regular schedules. And if someone has been a loyal donor, if you're out a week or two on vacation, or you just have time off work, you may not be able to keep up your regular donation schedule. Also, high school and colleges are off for the summer, and that's a big source of our blood donations.
And I know that the high schools are where you're trying to start and recruit at a younger age, because we're losing the generation that was the ones to give blood the most, correct?
That's exactly right, and that generation was the boomers, and people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s are our core of blood donation. And as we get older, sometimes we turn from blood donors to blood users. People move out of the area. Maybe you're on a certain kind of medication that doesn't allow you to donate anymore. So that is exactly why we're targeting our young people. We want to get that message out to a whole new generation that you can save lives by this very simple act that only takes about an hour out of your day.
Yeah, it's such a short process, and sometimes it doesn't even take a whole hour. It just depends on how quick your vein is going that day.
That's right, and it's important to note that the actual blood donation itself, the process, is very, very short. It's anywhere from 8 to 15 minutes. The entire time you want to allocate for being at the blood center or the blood drive is about an hour, because we give a little medical questionnaire to make sure you're in good health, and we care about our donors' safety. Take a little pinprick of blood to make sure you have enough iron in your blood, also known as hemoglobin. And then, of course, the most important part of blood donation is cookies and juice. Got to do that afterwards. So all of that combined takes just about an hour.
Well, and that is a great segue into our co-sponsored and co-partnership that Armstrong and Marshall Township are going to be having a blood drive on Thursday, September 5th at the Marshall Township building from 12 to 6 p.m. And we will be doing a great blood drive and partnering with you.
We are so excited to welcome all the donors.
And that's the part we want to make sure that people understand, is that we only need an hour of your time to save 3 lives. It could possibly be more. And we're going to have everything. We'll have the juice set up. We'll have cookies. And we're also going to have some gift baskets as well for people to encourage to donate. So we want to make sure that people come out. We have a special built website. People can go online through your website, correct?
That's exactly right.
And then we have certain times set up, and we're all set to go. So it's going to be a great day.
It is, and I'm glad you mentioned the gift baskets. We always like to thank our donors, and we often have little thank you gifts, but I really think the most valuable gift a donor can receive is the knowledge that they have saved lives, because that is unprecedented. Unless you're a doctor or a first responder, how many people get the opportunity to save another person's life?
No, it's so true. And that actually goes to something that happened, unfortunately, in our area, was the Tree of Life Synagogue. And, that was a time that we really needed blood. And I believe that message got out, if I'm not mistaken.
It really did. And even more importantly, the message was, it's the blood that was already at the hospital that helped save the lives of those who were injured.
Wow.
So one way to think about it is all of those wonderful, generous donors who lined up the day of the shooting and then the days following absolutely, positively saved lives. And we are eternally grateful. The patients that they helped were eternally grateful. But the Tree of Life shooting victims were helped by the person who donated 2 days before.
Wow.
And that really brings us back to that all-important need to have blood at the hospitals at all time, because, God forbid, there is another disaster. And it doesn't have to be a disaster the magnitude of the Tree of Life. It could be a car accident. We just got over our 4th of July holiday, and people were blowing their fingers off left and right with firecrackers. And, that results in blood loss, and in some cases, severe blood loss, and people could possibly need a transfusion for an injury along those lines. It has to be at the hospital.
How many pints of blood do we need each day?
Hold
Or
on.
people to donate, sorry.
Yes, hold on to your hats. In Western Pennsylvania, we need 600 people every day. And we are getting only about a third right now. Our supplies of blood in our hospitals, as we mentioned before, has never been so low. We are actually tapping into our reserve blood supplies that are reserved specifically for emergencies, using those for routine surgeries and other usage of a non-emergent nature. We never want to get to that place, and we are there now. So we're saying that where we are now really is a public health crisis. And
that's the part that, how can we in Western PA, where we are, southern Butler County, northern Allegheny County, what can we do to make sure that we can help put an end to this crisis?
Pick up the phone and make an appointment to donate blood. We need blood donors. There is no upward age range on blood donation. You could be in your 80s and in good health. Come on down. We love your blood. 16-year-old, you're welcome with parental consent. We have a blood donation center at the Butler Health System. We're open 5 days a week. We're closed on Tuesdays and Sundays, but every other day we're there. We welcome you with open arms. Our staff is awesome. And we do have blood drives throughout Butler County and northern Allegheny County. So if you just go to our website, vitalant.org, and do a search for locations, everything will be available to you. And we cannot stress enough how many people we need to step forward, because we are in a crisis.
Now, do you have an app that, some of our younger generation might enjoy having an app on their phone rather than go on the website?
We do indeed. And you just go to your Apple Store or Google Play and look for Vitalant-Pittsburgh.
Okay.
There's a number of Vitalants. So we're the one in Pittsburgh.
Perfect. And that will be able to show you when you're up for donation again, too, correct?
That's exactly right.
Wow. So you have it all figured out right there.
Well, we don't have it all figured out, because if we did, we wouldn't have a blood shortage. So we just are racking our brains to figure out how we can really attract more blood donors, especially younger people.
And what seems to be the number one reason that the younger people are not donating?
Well, that's one thing we do know, and this goes across the age range. The number one reason that people do not donate is they have not been asked. So I am taking the opportunity now to ask everybody who's listening to this podcast, please pick up the phone. If you are not able to donate blood, and there are many reasons people aren't able to donate blood. As a matter of fact, only about 37% of the U.S. population is able. Great example, if you've had a tattoo applied in the state of Pennsylvania, we ask you to wait for 12 months before donating, simply because our Commonwealth does not regulate tattoo facilities.
We regulate everything else, but...
Go figure. So if you've had it over the state line, most other states do regulate their facilities, and that's fine. It doesn't matter. But if you are one of the 37% of people who can donate, please do donate. If you're outside of that percentage, please be a blood donation ambassador. Encourage your friends and family. Spread the word. It's just amazing. Once again, I know I keep repeating this, but it's so important to realize that you, as a mere mortal, as I say, can actually save lives just by this 1 hour act.
Yeah, and it's something that you don't have to do every single day. It's something that you do once every 90 days, correct?
If you are a whole blood donor, that's the most typical type of blood donation. It's every 56 days. And if you are a platelet donor, which is a different type of process, it involves a machine where we take all of your blood out and separate the platelets, and then we return the other two components, which are red blood cells and plasma. We return that to your body, and we give you a little hydration too, so you feel super hydrated. You can donate platelets every week.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that.
And platelets are especially needed, especially for people who are being treated for cancer, because when you are undergoing chemotherapy, the chemo not only kills the cancer cells, it kills your platelets as well. So platelets really need to be replenished for people being treated for cancer.
Will we be able to donate platelets at our September 5th blood drive?
I believe you will.
All right, perfect. So we will double check on that, and please feel free to call Jessica at the Marshall Township building or myself, Seth Prentice, at the local Armstrong office, as we will have all the information. You can email either Jessica or myself. It will also be on the information here with our podcast. We will be doing our blood drive once again on Thursday, September 5th, from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Marshall Township Municipal Building. And we look forward to hosting all of your staff there. And we're so thankful that you're coming out to help, as we want to make sure that we have enough donors to help save enough lives in the area.
Well, we're even more grateful to you, and we're really looking forward to the event.
Anything else that you would like to share that we might have skipped over or forgot about today?
Just everybody keep in mind, it's the blood that's already at the hospital that saves lives. We need a constant supply of blood at our hospitals. So please pick up that phone, make an appointment to donate. And I guess I should tell you the phone number. It's 412-209-7000. 209-7000.
Perfect. Well, Kristen, thank you so much for being on our first episode of the podcast today, as I think this was very beneficial, not only to our listeners, but to myself, as it gives me more reason to donate blood as often as I can, and we'll definitely make an attempt to donate even more now.
Seth, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. This has been In the Loop Podcast, and my name is Seth Prentice, keeping you in the loop.